Hello and welcome to today's video. So today we're just basically going to be looking at what is health, the definition surrounding it, and how we need to approach it with our training and our lifestyle choices. So, definition. What is the definition of health? Definition is the state of being free from illness or injury. Fairly simple, but also fairly broad, especially if we're looking at sports and different aspects specific to ourselves. So within this, we also then have our physical and our mental health, which again, both aspects make up our overall health. So there are a number of aspects in our life where we use the term health, such as financially and spiritually as well. So it's not just physical, mental within ourselves. It's a whole variety of different factors within our life as a whole. So these things do play a part, as we just mentioned about the finances. If you don't worry, stress about your finances, then you are going to be healthier in that way. So it's not necessarily saying money is going to make you healthier, but just with that example, being free from worry is then what will enable you to be healthier. There's a great book called The Spirit Level, and that talks about how it's not about just having loads of money that's going to make you happy, but also that not having it, it's not that it necessarily makes you unhappy, but you worry more about bills, etc., things like that, which then has that negative effect on our health. And I think you just saw there, my little chihuahua, my little fur baby Elvis has joined us for today's video. So with that, like I say, that mental health side of the finances will affect the mental health side of things, which then does have that knock-on effect. So it's not, like I say, that is only one example. So it's not saying money makes us happier or less happy or anything like that. That's just an example with that book in the Spirit Level, how it explains that having a certain amount and being free from worry allows us then to push on basically in our other aspects of our health. So we can then look at we then look at the physical health, and it's not just about how and what we can do in a gym. You know, that's only one aspect of health. It's about everything we can do. So you want to be able to go out and play with your kids or your nephews, whatever, things like that. It's not just about being dead heavy and dead strong and powerful and things like that. If we then can't go to the park and play with our children, are we healthy? So like I say, obviously sports-specific things, we are going to need to train set ways and set ideals and principles and things like that. But then for our overall health also, we need to take that step back and be like, okay, I can lift this weight, but can I bend down and pick up my kid and throw them around? Like I say, that is again just another example, but we have to look at it from this full circled approach. So again, it's not even just about things like that. So other aspects of our physical health, it's about having a safe working environment, making it safe so then we're not going to become ill or injured. Wearing condoms, anything like that when we have sexual encounters, it's all part of our health at the end of the day. Effective hygiene, we're all aware now, washing our hands, things like that. Avoiding drugs and alcohol. Obviously, everyone's going to, we want a tipple every now and again and things like that. So it's not about saying that we shouldn't do anything, because then if you quash that and never have a drink again and your mind's not there, yes, you're getting the physical aspects and the benefits, but then if you're sat at home miserable all the time because your mates are out and you're not joining them, then we're not going to be healthy either in that sense. So again, it's that balance. Also, again, as we are fully aware with things going on recently, being healthy is part of that is being up to date with vaccinations. And I understand obviously people are skeptical and things like this, which personally the scientists, the doctors know far, far more than I do, so I'm going to trust them. But as we've seen throughout history, the vaccinations, generally speaking, are a positive and have benefited humanity's health as a whole. So it's not just, again, it's not just about the gym, it's not just about running the fastest, being the strongest, things like that. It's that full angled approach to it. So as we know, physical and mental health do often go together, and I'm sure many people are aware, and as we've given the examples there, mental health and physical health go hand in hand. If you're mentally ill, there is the chance of you doing something that will affect your physical health. Not necessarily something extreme, but something little like comfort eating. That gradually builds up, that's affecting our physical health. So it's not like, I don't just mean about the self-harm and the in-your-face examples and worst-case scenarios, but it's just little things. So it's like, say, the comfort eating, that gradually builds up. Not wanting to socialise makes us physically inactive. So like I say, these two things can cross over, and often do, more than often do. So what does your mental health consist of? Well, it's our emotions, our social interactions, basically anything that we think, if that makes sense. Anything that we conjure up in our head, that is our mental health. So any thoughts that we have, any thought processes we have, our ideals, things like this all builds up to make our mental health. A person's mental health is far harder to measure than it would be the physical health, because the physical health we can have physical tests, physical measures, whereas with mental health a lot of the time we rely on the individual's own perception of their experiences, and if they are in a negative mental state or having mental health issues, they're not going to be in a good state of mind or a fully operating state of mind. So therefore, we're reliant on their own perception, but their own perception may be misjudging their experiences due to the fact they're having mental illnesses. So it is very hard to gauge that and measure that. So this is where we do need to take little approaches and change little things, and we don't want to be going full out all hell for leather straight away. It's change little things and then see how that works. So keep a diary, try and do things where you're making it as removing yourself from the position as much as you can. So if we're trying to judge our own mental health, write things down and then think about it, then come back to it, if that makes sense. And then we're reading it from a technical academic point of view, as opposed to just thinking about it and having that conversation with ourselves in our own head. So again, like I said, this is why we need to approach health and well-being in this full circled approach. We can't just be like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym now and get a six-pack and I'm going to be happy. Because if we're then cutting out all the foods we like, or we're missing all our friends and social engagements, which obviously we're in lockdown at the moment, so that has its own issues in itself. But generally speaking, Joe, if we're missing out on social engagements and things like that, we might look amazing, but we may then be miserable in that sense. So it's not just all at one angle, not all just at one thing. We may look amazing, but we may feel like rubbish. Again, we get in our own heads. Me personally, what I like to do for my own training and seeing where I'm at is I do like a Trinity kind of thing. So I'll do a photo, write down how I feel and my weight. So then I'm never just chasing the weight and I'm going to get heavy but wobbly, or vice versa, just end up cutting out new like calories that you need, nutrients that you need to simply lose weight. Then we take the picture to obviously get a visual of how we are looking, and then also we say how we're feeling. So then when we come back to that in a few months, weeks, whatever it may be, we can look at that and go, yeah, I looked amazing, but I said that I felt rubbish. So it's this, then we can use it. It's not just, I looked amazing then, I wish I could go back to that. Well, why would you wish when you could go back to that when you was feeling miserable? So like I say, it's doing this approach, we don't just focus on one aspect of that triangle. All three have got to be in a line, so the weight doesn't want to be going out of control one way or another. Our image of ourselves doesn't want to be, but also how we feel. And me personally, it's that how we feel is the most important, because you might look $1 million. If you can't get out of bed in the morning, you can't do anything with it, what's the point? So like I say, obviously, yes, Joy, if that's your goal, looking good is important, but it's no more important than how we feel. And then, like I say, we use that other weight one just to keep it a nice triangular, keeping things in balance, Joe. Nothing can go up one way too much and out of that triangle without it having to sync back up together. And then, like I say, main thing is it keeps on top of that mental health aspect. We don't then want to, I used to look mint, but now I don't. But you might be feeling amazing now and mentally so much in a better place, but you want to look like you used to do because you forgot almost about how negative your thoughts and your mind was and your energy levels. So, hope you enjoyed this little video, guys. It's just basically just about health, like I say, health, well-being, definition, and then a little look at the physical and mental aspects and what affect those. And I hope you enjoyed seeing my little mate Elvis. Catch you in the next one.